Mali is about to drag Kiev, that is the government of Ukraine, to ICC and the United Nations Security Council after again Ukraine has been caught red-handedly by sponsoring terrorists in Mali and in general in the Sahel region. Now, this is not the first time Mali is trying making this attempt of taking Ukraine and to the ICC or to the United Nations, because we have seen also in one of the United Nations General Assembly, the UN Prime Minister has actually mentioned Ukraine's government evil work in the Sahel, that for accusing it for training terrorists in the Sahel. Now, this has been exposed also by one local journalist in Mali. Let me share this with you, what I got from the initiative Africa, which says that, according to the journalist, Ukrainian intelligence services are providing information to terrorists and transporting drones to the territory of Mali. It's even more. As we dive deep in this article, it reveals more, and just tune in and we will go through it together. Now, the Malian authorities should get the UN Security Council and the International Criminal Court to investigate Ukraine's role in supporting terrorist groups in the Sahel. Malian journalist and public figure Robert Dijard told Sputnik. And now this is what he said in quotation: we are asking the UN Security Council, we are asking also the International Criminal Court to come and conduct an investigation. As hard as they are investigating the claims about the abuses of the Malian army, they should be just as hard at investigating, seeing what is happening in this, inside this territories where it's controlled by the terrorist groups. So you all remember they were accusing the national forces of Mali, at one time Burkina Faso, at another time the Nigerian National Army, saying that they are abusing the people of Malian or Burkinabes or Nigerian. So just like that, he is calling you now when we tell you that Ukraine has been caught training terrorists, so you should come and investigate. But after all, ICC is, as somebody beautifully said here, it's an international colonial court. So I doubt if they listen to the call of this journalist. Now, he also added, look, since we see that the Ukrainian intelligence services are still managing to transport drones to Mali and provide information to terrorists, this terrorism is really well organized at the international level and is directed against Mali and the Sahel Confederation. That's what he added. He also called the governments of Senegal and Mauritania, which share borders with Mali, to take concrete action against Ukraine in connection with its support for terrorists. He says this, we need to turn to the two states that are currently seen as capable of changing the situation, Senegal and Mauritania. We would like to see much more concrete action on their part against Ukraine. That's what the journalist said. Well, recently, Prime Minister Osman Sonko was in Burkina Faso for the inauguration of the Mausoleum of Thomas Sankara, and he said he has given a couple of interviews, and he said that first of all, the French military will be all out of Senegal by July, And with regards to security, that's where his government wants to increase the level of cooperation with the Sahel states. So this means that's where Senegal is sharing border with Mali as well, where this problem lies, and Senegal should be concerned, and so they should listen to this call and take action, and perhaps join the voice of Mali's journalists, the call for the United Nations Security Council and ICC if they can investigate, Ukraine. Now, the journalist recalled that Ukraine had previously openly admitted to providing intelligence and other assistance to the Malian rebel group called Front de Libération de l'Azawad, or known as Azawad Liberation Front, which is linked to terrorist organization. No, you all have to understand what Ukraine is doing. That is, it's doing a proxy war on the soil of Africa, meeting the Russia, which they could not defeat them there where the real battle is happening. Now, those who inform us about this do not report the number of Ukrainian instruction. First of all, let me just also add for you as an information, Ukraine also train another terrorist group there. Look in quote, they provide everything. First of all, intelligence. Ukraine itself admitted in providing information to Azawad Liberation Front, whom we call rebels, but are now terrorists because they work with Jamaat Nasr al-Islam wal Muslimin, JNIM terrorists. He noted the information about the activities of Ukrainian instructors in the Sahel was verified, the journalist emphasized. And now, also like few months back, the Malian army has caught and actually captured it in picture, where they caught Ukrainian military and also the flag of Ukraine in those terrorist groups. So they have it after they neutralize the area. Those who inform us about this do not report the number of Ukrainian instructors, but it is clear that they are connected with Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin. This information was verified in every possible way. Our army stopped a car in which they found a phone from past, current, and future operations. Therefore, there is no doubt that there are Ukrainian instructors who supply terrorist groups with information, weapons, training, and so on. That's why I said it's Ukraine is caught red-handedly. Now, according to him, terrorists are using equipment provided by Ukraine against the defense forces of Sahel countries. For quite some time now, we have been seeing the emergence of drones that terrorists have been deliberately using against the positions of our defense and security forces, be it in Mali, Burkina Faso, or almost anywhere in the Sahel. And these terrorists are trained by Ukrainian agents to operate these very drones, the journalist said. Earlier, a prosecutor in Mali specializing in combating terrorism announced an investigation into possible assistance to terrorism in light of statements by Ukrainian officials. It was noted that the investigation was launched after the Malian authorities announced the severance diplomatic relation with Ukraine, which mentioned statements by the representative of the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, Andriy Yusov, and Ukrainian ambassador to Senegal, Yuri Pivovarov. In particular, Yusuf, in a comment to Ukrainian media regarding the militants' attack to the Wagner convoy in Mali, said that the militants were given the necessary information and more. Now, in 2024, an investigation by Russian media revealed that Ukrainian instructors also taught terrorists in Syria how to use kamikaze drones. So a terrorist organization outlawed in Russia and many other states. So also Mali, after capturing those pictures of the Ukrainian military and also they're having a flag of Ukraine, that they actually have cut their ties. Not only that, also the ambassador of Ukraine that is sitting in Senegal has actually given, admitted publicly, saying that they are talking about it as something heroic act, that how they have defeated Russia in the Sahel, also with a radio interview in Ukraine. So it's all following this that also the Malian government informed us they have caught Ukrainian military with their flags in the Sahel fighting against the Malian national army. Not only this, but also this is a fight against what Ukraine is doing. It's a fight against the Burkina Faso, it's against Niger, it's against in general the Sahel Confederation. It's outside of really, it's against the international rules, and Ukraine has to be held and should be accountable for its act, and this is why this journalist is calling for that. But now the Mali has really it's strengthening its army, its national army. More also more fighters are joining the national army because the terrorist groups are have continued to fight, although after the military power have taken over the leadership in Mali. Most of the territory has been back under the government, but there are still some, and there it continues to create problem because those countries, also the Sahel Confederation, they share borders, so the terrorists have this tendency to be from here to there, and they are also well equipped, as you can see, by foreign powers. Recently, like it was a week ago, the Nigerian government, General Abdurrahman Tihani, has given a long interview, and he has exposed France and the United States and the neighboring countries who are enabling this continued attack against the Sahel states, like Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Benin, France, the United States, all these working together to destabilize the Sahel states. The Sahel states have no support. They are only relying with their local sources. Of course, they get security help from Russia, but they are not as equipped as the terrorist groups, it's really, really sad, in how many ways the West is trying to destabilize these countries just because they said we don't bow down and we are going to control our fate, our destiny, and we are going to nationalize our natural resource. All this is because of that, and they have cut their ties with their colonial past. And sadly, also ECOWAS, which is the regional organization there, instead of defending them, it is actually collaborating with France and the United States. And the African Union continues to ban them. Okay, thank you for the new chairperson of the African Union Commission to start to talk to the representatives of IES, the Sahel states. But again, it's not really defending them. There should have been a voice for when this evident information has been provided by the Sahel governments, and they should have taken that in account and defend the Sahel states. But well, that's not the case. But again, you ask the question for who the African Union is working for. That was it for now as far as Mali is concerned, but we will bring you more updates because there are more to this. It's a story that is developing. Let me see if I can really add something else with regards to, also it says Mali accused of Britain and France of funding terrorism. Look, Britain and France are deliberately funding and supporting terrorists in the Confederation of the Sahel States to keep the region dependent. London and Paris are using other countries to carry out this task. Husseinu Ouattara, deputy chairman of the Defense and Security Commission of Mali's National Transnational Council, told media. So in quotation, this is what he said: France and Britain are still using other states such as Ukraine, the Balkan countries, even the Baltic states to harm the Sahel, to keep us dependent so that we cannot free ourselves from their domination. He also noted that the minister that there are currently many terrorist attacks in the Sahel states. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are wondering who is supplying the terrorists in the Sahel. According to Ouattara, after neutralizing terrorists, the IES armed forces find foreign-made equipment and machinery, as well as huge sums of money whose origin is unknown. So you see in how many ways these countries are really trying to drag them down. Well, I believe so, yeah. Where you have Ukraine military, you have NATO behind them, because exactly it's NATO that is pouring equipments to Ukraine. And we have also brought you a few days back, I think in the beginning of this week, an investigation result that that has caught many of those war weapons which are given to Ukraine are ending up in the Sahel states, fighting against the government of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. But with all this, Ukraine has got a silence treatment from the United Nations Security Council and from the ICC, because obviously telling us again they are not for us. I don't know what will solve this, really. Sometimes should Africans have their own court, and then even then by who it is going to be financed, just like our African Development Bank, African Union, everything that we think that we have it in the name of Africa, it's funded by these countries, and the programs are run by these countries, regardless of that we have leaders in those organizations, not leaders, but we have, how do you say, workers in those organizations which are from the continent. But it doesn't matter. Regardless of that, the programs are run by the Western countries because they are funded by those countries. That is the situation we are in. Well, thank you very much again for watching, for listening. Please continue to support us, to email us, to write us. Thank you very much again. You know who you are, for your input and unreservedly for all the support and the advice you give us. Really, thank you very much. I would like to say, and you know who you are. That was it on Saturday evening from where I am, and we will follow this story and bring it back to you. Please continue to support us, share the video with others, and what can I say? You can support us through our PayPal account and buy me a coffee link. Ciao, ciao.